The next thing we're going to kind of give some information is a general overview of the department's collections process. This won't be very detailed, and I believe future quarterly events may have a more detailed deep dive into collections with IDOR, but this is just going to be a general overview. Collections can involve many things like payment plans, offsetting of refunds, outside collection referrals, along with a lot of other options. Where in collections your account goes assigned determines how you should proceed and who you should contact. You will receive a few notices from the department before you start receiving phone calls about past due amounts. Some of the notices that you may receive are a final bill or a notice before collections. Taxpayers who are not able to pay the entire amount of their delinquency at one time may request what's called a payment plan. Taxpayers can request a payment plan either through correspondence, fax, email, or electronically if they have a MyTax Illinois account. Payment plans can be established in any unit within collections. However, all approved payment plans are monitored in the pay plan unit. In order to request a payment plan, you must wait until you've actually received a bill from the Illinois Department of Revenue. Once that bill has been received, you can complete the form CPP-1 and submit it to the department along with a good faith payment to request a payment plan. If you owe more than $10,000, you will also need to complete the form EG-13-I. If your account is currently in collections, you will be able to submit that payment plan request through MyTax Illinois. If it is not currently within our collections department, you wouldn't be able to see that through MyTax Illinois, and you would need to file the paper CPP-1. The Illinois Department of Revenue is authorized to withhold individual income tax refunds to pay other types of debts. Some places your refund may be offset, include but are not limited to any unpaid Illinois tax debt, certified past due Illinois child support debt, any debt other than tax owed directly to the state of Illinois, and debt owed to the Secretary of Treasurer of the United States or the IRS. The department contracts with some private collection agencies for collections assistance on a fee basis. The taxpayer will receive multiple notices and phone calls prior to outsourcing to an outside collection agency. Outside collection agencies have their own fees that are incurred by the taxpayer in addition to the total delinquency owed to the department. These outside collection agencies are restricted by the department's regulations and must operate in compliance with the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and all applicable state and federal regulations while they are collecting specific amounts receivable owed but to the department. The following is a list of outside collection agencies that the department contracts with: Alliance One, Harris & Harris, Harvard Collection Services, Leinbarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson, and Transworld Systems, Inc. The department also has additional options available to help in the means of collection action. They can have liquor license revocation or holds. They can certificate of registration revocation or holds, professional license suspension, revocation, or holds. We can add a Chicago business license hold, a corporate charter hold, wage levies, bank levies, liens, etc. The next thing that we're going to discuss has to do with MyTax Illinois and other miscellaneous stuff that didn't really fit in any specific other category. The first thing that we want to let you know is that as of the 2022 filing for the Illinois 1040, we will be offering a non-login return again. That had gone away for 2021, but it is back. It will be a free service and should be easier to file than ever. It will have a simple question and answer style format. You can file, like I said, either having a MyTax Illinois account or not having a MyTax Illinois account. This should help reduce errors with automatic calculations and pre-populated information from prior returns. You can report income from wages and salaries, retirement, Illinois income tax overpayments, military pay, and claim credits and payments to earned income, property tax, K-12 education expenses, withholding, and estimated payments. You can pay your tax electronically or receive refunds quickly with direct deposit. And you would get immediate confirmation of the submission of your tax return. To use the new MyTax format, you must meet the following criteria. You had to have filed a 2021 Illinois 1040. You must be a full year resident of Illinois. And you must not be claiming taxable income or additions except for the adjusted gross income or any tax exempt interest from the federal 1040. You must not have any subtractions except for Social Security income, retirement income, Illinois income tax overpayment, military pay, or exemptions, and non-refundable credits except for property tax credit or K-12 education expense credits, and payments or refundable credits except for Illinois withholding from a W-2, W-2G, 1099G, 1099 INT, or 1099R estimated payments or earned income credit. These are limited to filing in MyTax. Third-party software and paper filing, you will still be able to file the full tax return. If in many cases, we will send out letters identifying an individual's needing to verify an individual's identity. You can respond to these notices by using our website and submitting the requested information to MyTax Illinois. You do not need to create an account to complete the identity verification process. In fact, the letters can't be used to create a MyTax Illinois account, nor can they be used to clear security when talking to the department. But you would need to go on the main page. You can, in the search field, you can type identity verification or just scroll down, and you would get to the identity verification panel, where it would show the identity verification quiz, code, or document links, depending on which one of the three letters you received. For individual income tax, you can respond to correspondence like return correction notices in your MyTax Illinois account. To use this service, you do have to have a MyTax Illinois account set up. The letter you're wanting to respond must be for tax year 2019 or later. But in the system, you would go into the individual account, go into the More tab, and then hit Respond to a notice. From there, a window will come up asking you to choose which letter you want to respond to. In this list will be any letter that is eligible to be responded to through MyTax. And then once you get into that page, it will have information pre-populated about the letter. There will be a message field. Something does need to be in there. We do pre-populate a message. If you feel that additional information would help with processing that, feel free to adjust, change the message as you need to. And then down below, you would add in your attachment. So if we're asking for W-2s, that's where you would need to attach a PDF of the W-2s or any other documentation that we are requesting in those letters. Currently, responding to correspondence is limited to individual income tax. In the event that you need a power of attorney, that can be uploaded through MyTax Illinois, and we will accept the 2848, the Illinois 2848, and the Form Illinois 56 for fiduciary relationships. They would need to be as a single PDF, and you can do that through our additional services panel at MyTax Illinois. And you would just need to click the IDOR Power of Attorney submission link and fill in the information there and submit it. You would need to do one at a time to make sure that that processes, and that we generally want to get that done within 3 business days, but often with MyTax that goes quicker. In addition to uploading the Illinois 2848 and Illinois 56 via MyTax Illinois, you can also submit your power of attorney forms in other ways. You can submit those through via fax at 217-782-4217, or you can email those forms to rev.poa@illinois.gov, and Illinois is spelled out in that email address. In general, for however you're filing, please allow 3 business days for processing. If you're faxing it, only submit 1 POA per fax. And if you email it, you can attach multiple power of attorney forms to that email, but just make sure that each POA is in a separate PDF file. If you do it via email or via MyTax, you will get a response saying that that has been added to their file, so that you know when you can contact the department on their behalf. If someone is a sole proprietor and they need individual income tax access, they can add access to their individual income tax account at the time that they create their account. The user will be required to enter a letter ID from a letter that was issued from the department within the last 90 days, just like if they were purely asking for an individual income tax account. Most collection correspondents will not work to create an account. There are a few, but in general, if you have a final notice, return correction notice, things like that, those are the type of letters that will work to access the account. And so at the time that they are creating the MyTax account, it will ask the question, are you trying to activate your MyTax Illinois account for an individual income tax? If they have that letter and if they are trying to do it at that time, they would need to mark yes, and then it will ask for the letter ID as confirmation. If the person setting up the MyTax account does not have a letter ID available, that can be requested under individuals under the request a letter ID link. The user will just need their social security number or I-10 to complete the request. The department will issue the letter ID to the address on your most current Illinois 1040 tax return. If your address has changed and has not been updated with the department, you will not be able to create a MyTax Illinois account using the request a letter ID option. Note that you will not receive your letter ID to activate a MyTax Illinois account if you do not have a valid mailing address on file with us. Additionally, a sole proprietor may add access to their individual income tax after their business MyTax Illinois account has been created. In the user's MyTax Illinois account, they will need to access the More tab, and on this page, use Add Access to an Existing Tax Account. From there, the user will be required to enter that letter ID, and it has to be issued from the department within the last 90 days. And again, that would be in the Access panel inside the MyTax account. MyTax Illinois payments that need to be made for non-residents. If it's for individual income tax, non-residents can make their payments toward their individual income tax accounts with or without a MyTax Illinois account. However, they must have previously filed with the Illinois Department of Revenue. We need to make sure that they are in the system to be able to correctly associate that payment with their account. For any other tax type, non-residents making payments toward that do not have a non-login option to make payments. They would need to set up their MyTax account using the sign up link at mytax.illinois.gov, and they must have, if it's for a business, they must have registered with the department to set up that MyTax account. If you're making payments for the RUT 25, RUT 25 LSE, RUT 50, or RUT 75 vehicle transaction liabilities, these cannot be made through MyTax Illinois, and you would just need to respond to the letter with a cashier's check or money order or regular check. In the event that you need to contact the Department of Revenue, make sure to have your return or notice with you, because the IDOR representative on the phone or through email will need to verify security, and having the return or notice that you are wanting to discuss helps speed up the process and allows those calls to go through quicker. If filing an individual return, marking third-party designee will allow the representative to discuss the returns and letters without having a power of attorney on file. And note that third-party designee is only valid for the tax year, but does not expire. So if you mark somebody as third-party designee, they could contact the department for 2021 until that is removed. And if you wish to email the department, there is a list of emails available at tax.illinois.gov in the Contact Us section. If you are needing assistance from our area and taxpayer assistance, you can contact us at 1-800-732-8866. For a non-1-800 number, you can call 1-217-782-3336. And then our business hotline at 217-524-4772. And for additional contact information, there's the Contact Us section at tax.illinois.gov. And here, finally, we have our 1-800 line, our 217 line for the business hotline. And if there's our email for taxpayer assistance, you can see that individual information, use the email address specific to the area. So for individual business withholding, sales tax, and then specifically MyTax Illinois help, they each have their own email address. And then you can see that our websites, tax.illinois.gov and mytax.illinois.gov, can both help you with many of the questions that you may have for research and that information. If you need that before calling or emailing us, you can see that information.